Hello, welcome back to the weekly podcast, the weekly Monday Motivation Podcast. No more excuses. This is your host, Sandi Ballard. And if you have not connected with me, please do. Social media, Taskmaster Sandi on Instagram and Twitter, and Sandi with an I, Ballard, LinkedIn, and Growing Forward Success Coaching on the old Facebook. And feel free to check out my website, growingforward.biz, B-I-Z. Lots of great stuff on there, I guess. I think so. It shows you all the places I've spoken and kind of what I do for a living as a business coach and how I help people start, grow, and not give up on their business and their goals. So, what's going on this week? I appreciate you being here and listening on this wonderful Cyber Monday, right? Hope all of those who celebrate Thanksgiving had a good one. Mine was all right. It was definitely different because my father moved down to Georgia where my sister is. She and her husband just moved into a new house, so it was chaotic, and we stayed here. So it was just a different time, right? So this is always a time or a month where people ask what you're grateful for, what you're thankful for. And I've seen a lot of people doing the, one post a day, they're thankful for this or that. And I did not do that this year. But as you know, if you've been following me, I've been focusing on the finishing the year strong. I've been asking you and myself, what's one thing a day you can do toward a goal so you can finish the year strong? I'm still at it. I'm still working on promoting my book and getting it out there, spreading the word. Because now that it's published, my work is not done. Yes, it's called The Magic Pill. It's available on Amazon, in print and Kindle. But, you still have to do one thing a day and to finish your goal, to finish the year strong, right? I still have to market them. It doesn't do me any good to write books and spend a lot of time with Kristen's effort and Brenda's effort taking the photos. Kristen edited it, Brenda did the photos. But it doesn't do us any good to do this if no one knows about them, right? Because, if I'm not going to be consistent in my efforts, I certainly can't complain if no one buys one or any of my previous books. Last week's podcast referred to consistency. Consistent effort to keep momentum going. I had a lot of clients who saw a lot of great results with their consistent effort, and then some things fell off. And I didn't want to hear them bitch about it. It's like, if you're not going to put in the work, you can't complain, right? So, I'm doing some call-outs, right? So, Joshua, how about, hopefully you're listening, how's the hot sauce going? Your new creation. What's your expectation? What have you been doing to fulfill that expectation, right? And Stephen, what about your book writing? Have you created a plan? Have you created that consistency to write, to continue writing? Because it sounded like some things had been distracting you. What consistent effort have you put in since we've emailed and chatted, right? This week I'll be checking in with quite a few clients, on their efforts, their expectations. We're down to 36 days left in the year, people. What would you rather say or think to yourself? I kicked ass. I gave it my best. Shit. Right? No matter what we do, where we focus, whether it's personal or professional, we've all had that moment of a huge success. Think about it. Think about that feeling where you just know you rocked it, right? That amazing feeling of euphoria, the happiness, the excitement, the gratefulness for anyone or anything that helps you achieve that success. All right? We've also been disappointed, frustrated, and down on ourselves. Hell, I've had 3 organizations so far tell me or send me the with regret emails for opportunities I put in to speak at conferences. I put in a lot. Out of those 3 organizations, probably 7 different proposals, right? Normally at this time of the year, I had 2 or 3 conferences, speaking opportunities scheduled for the next year. They're already booked, and I'm working on getting things in place for them. And instead, I received all rejections. I still have a couple out there, right? But thinking about it, with one conference, there was more disappointment than the other two because I've spoken for 2 years in a row there. I've created some connections. I've gotten some clients out of it. So maybe I expected to again. And one of the other ones is a national conference. I've spoken at the regional level for years, and I never seem to make the national one. But I thought maybe this year, I was like, all right, the proposals I put in, I've done at a couple other national conferences, and I have the references in place now. I'm like, I got this. And the other one was totally new, but all of these, I felt I finally had a few years of these consistent talks under my belt, and I had a good chance. But, yeah, well, they also say, all these no's get you closer to it. Yes, right? But the expectations. In my latest book, The Magic Pill, I talk about disappointment and frustration that comes from expectations, assumptions. I watched Tiger Woods play against Phil last Friday. Did you? It was crazy. It was kind of cool. Tiger had a short putt on one of the holes. He took the shot and was bending down to pick up the ball out of the hole as it took a spin around the hole and popped out. Everybody was like, oh, even him. We all expected him to make it, and he obviously assumed he would or had because he was bending down to pick it up before the shot was finished. So what about you? Obviously, if you've listened to me before, you know what's coming. You know what I'm going to ask for this week. With all that you have going on, with all that you have on your plate, with all the progress that is happening, what's your expectation? What's your expectation for fill in the blank? To finish the year strong, for the goals, for the end of year sales numbers, for your weight loss, your health and wellness in general, financial health. These are all goals that you have. But what's your expectation and assumptions around that particular goal, right? Got to look at it a little differently. We need to be aggressive and confident, but are we putting forth the effort? Do you just think you've got this one in the bag? All right. So think about that. Let me know. Email me, sballard@growingforward.biz, or post here. What's something you're kind of expecting or assuming? Think about that goal. Think about the end of the year. What is it that you expect to happen around that? All right. Or maybe there was a time when you assumed you had something in the bag. You were a shoo-in. Maybe it was for a promotion. Maybe it was for something. And it didn't happen. All right. Email me. First 3 people to respond, like last week, you get a PDF of my newest book, The Magic Pill. First person that schedules a session with me gets the book. Gets maybe all 3 books if you don't already have the first 2. I'll send them all signed copies to you. All right. And that link is in here, or you can email me sballard@growingforward.biz, and I'll send you that link to schedule. Because right now, with all the Cyber Monday and Small Business Saturday, I've got great sales going on, which I normally don't do. So I look forward to hearing from you. Have a great week. Cheers.